Dr. Nerenberg's mind-body workout system.
I want to express my sincere appreciation, my gratitude that you're here, that I have this opportunity to be with you and to share with you very profound thoughts and ideas, to give you my thoughts and to hear yours as well during this session. I'm grateful and honored to be with you, those of you in the room, those of you watching on DVD, and those listening on CD. Thank you very much for this opportunity. In the past, I'd given a lecture called How to Have a Respectfully Real Conversation with Yourself. And today it's going to be questions and answers on how to have a respectfully real conversation with yourself. The whole idea of how to have a respectfully real conversation with yourself is based on Dr. Nerenberg's mind-body workout system. Keep in mind, we're not responsible for the thoughts we have. We are responsible for the thoughts we choose to have. And that's where Dr. Nerenberg's mind-body workout system comes into play. Where we have certain power thoughts that we can choose. Or we can choose a constructive thought, such as, I forgive you, or such as, I take full responsibility for the issues involved. These are constructive thoughts. Many negative thoughts just go through our minds that we didn't choose. It can be based on our society, our upbringing. We're not responsible for that. We are for the thoughts we choose to have. And so the whole foundation for how to have a respectfully real conversation with yourself is to choose these constructive thoughts. And there's a full technology for how to do that. For example, a statement could be, I forgive you. Now, one important factor of the 21 factors is frequency. We repeat it every 5 minutes the first day and twice an hour thereafter. We have frequency factor. We have amplification. I forgive you completely. Completely is an amplifier. So this is basically a technology for positive thinking, for constructive thinking. I forgive you completely, and I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful is a solidifier, another one of the factors. A person can then close their eyes and focus. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you completely, and I'm so grateful. Closing their eyes and focusing on what's being said. A person then could put exercise, get proprioceptive involvement. I'm moving my shoulders around. I forgive you completely. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. A person could put in what's called a spiritualizer. I forgive you completely. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Lord. Now, for those who have a belief in a higher power, they might want to say, thank you, Lord. Well, that's a spiritualizer. We have 21 of those factors to make a thought powerful. So the thought itself will have dominion over our negative thoughts. And thus we enter more and more realms of constructive perspective, which leads to constructive perspective and leads to constructive action. So how to have a respectfully real conversation with ourselves is a basis for how to have a respectfully real conversation with one another. And in itself is a revolution. This is not only a revolution we're talking about in society, being respectfully real, the logo of the social revolution of dialogue, where there's a new social contract. The old social contract being 95% of the time superficial, 5% deep. The new social contract is 50-50. The old social contract was a lock-in. Once you had a superficial conversation, it was hard to get out of it. The new social contract, there's no lock-in. You can go superficial, deep, go back to superficial. And in the old social contract, only certain subjects were socially appropriate. On the new social contract, everything's socially appropriate. Everything is socially appropriate. As long as we approach each other respectfully with kindness and wisdom. So that's a revolution in society. That's a revolution in and of itself, the social revolution of dialogue, the new social contract. People wear a logo such as this, respectfully real, RR. Thus, when we find one another, we know we can go into depths. We know we're not stopped by a lock-in. We know everything's socially appropriate as long as it's done respectfully with kindness and wisdom. That's the social revolution. Now, the inner revolution is a way of life. Being respectfully real is a way of life. We're revolutionizing our own thoughts. For the first time, we're defining our inner life not by the thoughts we have, but by the thoughts we choose to have. That's a revolution in the inner life. No need to feel guilty or bad. Oh, I had these bad thoughts. No. You didn't choose that, as long as you're following it then with a constructive thought. You're defined by that. You're not a bad person because you had that negative thought. You're not even a negative person because you had the negative thought. Because you followed it with a constructive thought. So you're a constructive person, you're a positive person. This is a revolution of the inner life. It's a path, it's a way of life itself.
So are we saying that there's evil people are what you were talking about? Are people that are not going to change?
Okay, the question is, okay, whether evil people. Well, certainly there are thoughts that are very destructive, that could lead to harm to other people. And it really depends on, the thought in itself is very important, but even more important are the behaviors that it leads to.